H production, one of the bread and butter classes in the SCCA historically. H production is a mix of newer cars and some with a bit more experience. Two-time champ Jason Isley is not in the field this year, leaving it wide open. Who will take advantage? Let's meet a few of the contenders. Up first, Will Perry in a Honda CRX. Swept the Hoosier Super Tour weekend at VIR, giving him a leg up. Vesa Silligren, also in a CRX. He was second in VIR in both Hoosier Super Tour races. Chris Schaafsma, Volkswagen Golf GTI. Only one previous runoff start. That came at Indy in 2017, where he finished second. Steve Sargis in a Triumph Spitfire, a production racing legend with 35 runoff starts and 7 championships. Next to him, Eric Vickerman in an Austin Healey Sprite. Third at VIR on Saturday during Hoosier Super Tour, just 3 runoff starts and ready to contend for a podium. And Ron Bartel in an MG Midget, a 2-time champion and longtime competitor, but enters the runoffs without a win for the first time in 47 years.
One more storyline right here in front of us. We got a pair of Volkswagens. These guys are the only 2 Volkswagens in the top 10. They are hoping to get a start that lets them hook up and work together. So we might see some teamwork here with the 2 V-dubs.
It's a great mix of machinery, no question. And you see that car there to the right, the number 4 of Ron Bartel. You saw a very different color scheme on the nose than the rest of that car. And Ron, one of the 2 former champions in this field, along with Sargis, he had a big off in one of the sessions. There was some question, Larry, whether he'd even make the field. But what you see there, that's not his nose. Some friends, some competitors, the family of SCCA stepped up, made sure that he didn't go home and gets to contend for another medal.
The production drivers are a big family here in H-Prod. They want to see each other get up there. No one wanted to see Ron not be able to make this start. What a great job putting that together, showing that to see if this veteran who's already got 8 podiums to his name can get back up there for a 9th.
Who's starting where in our top 20? Again, Sargis with that 12th tire rack pole up front in the number 8. That's the Carbotech Triumph Spitfire. Alongside him, the 68 of Vesa Silligren from Chattanooga, Tennessee, in the Hoosier SVTech Honda CRX. Then row 2, the number 4, 2-time champion Ron Bartel in his Hoosier MG Midget. Alongside that first of those 2 BMWs that Hayward alluded to, the number 3 of Chris Albin out of Maryland Heights, Missouri, in the VW Golf. In the Mobius Action Cam VW Rabbit, alongside him a Scirocco in the hands of the 06 of Joe Camilleri. Blue car design supporting him, starting 17th. 56 of Mike Kelley in the new German Performance VW Golf. And the number 75 of Jack Schultz will start 18th in his 1970 MGB. And good look here as this field working its way up through those climbing S's. And, at speed, this is an absolutely beautiful piece of racetrack. As lots of the transitions are quick. A lot of them coming right up over the apexes, right at the crown of a hill, so the cars like to step out. You've got to pick and choose that line, be very precise. And at the end of the climbing S's, you've got turn 10, which is blind entry, and if you get it wrong, it's a rough ride. Pace car is in, H production coming to the line for the run to the national championship. Steve Sargis in the black Triumph Spitfire on pole alongside Vesa Silligren in the Honda. Bringing him up, the green flag flies. Silligren, a little bit more motor and timed it beautifully. Look at this, they're 2 abreast, 3 abreast, now maybe even 4 abreast. And steaming up to the inside comes Ron Bartel trying to get inside on Sargis. Can't quite get it done, but Silligren into the lead. Sargis has to settle into second. Bartel right there in third, and we're still 3 abreast at the exit of turn 1.
A great start there for Silligren on those cold tires. I mentioned, that backdrop, growing up in the cold weather, he's not worrying about that, right to the front.
Yeah, and a great start by Will Perry. Oh, right off the bat, a problem. I think that's Schaafsma.
I think it is.
And Perry taking advantage, going from 6th to 4th. There he is in that red number 36, then the number 3 of Albin. And then behind him, the number 11 of Eric Benezek. So, yep, problem early for Schaafsma. That is real unfortunate. It's been very quick all weekend.
I'm watching Vickerman now also, right on the tail there of Benezek coming up into these S's. This is a tough place to pass. Generally, you got to wait until you're down, either going into Oak Tree or until you're all the way at, maybe even going into 1 is probably even the better passing place.
Silvergren doing a beautiful job, Perry as well. And it's interesting, I announced the ARC at Road Atlanta for many years, and these guys were running ITB, ITC, and now moving to H-Prod. And look at this big attack move.
Vickerman got
under
past,
pressure.
Yeah, Vickerman got past Mazek as they went into 10, which is a crazy place to pass. And look at him now on the outside. It's going to cost him.
Yeah, that's a wide run for Vickerman. He gathers it up, does exactly what he needed to do, but it certainly cost him valuable track position.
It did, yeah. That is a tough place if you don't stick that exit. The wily veteran there, all been able to stay on the inside, but now he's under pressure.
And look at Perry now, up to the inside of Bartel. That's up into the third spot. It's a matter now who can go a little deeper on the brakes, and Bartel wants to try and stay. Hopes that Sargis would freeze Perry, and Sargis not quite able to do it. Perry makes the pass stick. He's third.
Great start for Perry now, up into third. He was back on the outside of row 3 to start this race. And he's right now pressuring Sargis, our pole sitter.
Well, Brian talked about it at the top as well, that Perry, Sargis running just a little bit wide, had to breathe it, and through in a hurry goes Perry, and Bartel coming with him. But at that VIR race in the spring, that a lot of people came as sort of a test weekend for this, Perry was just untouchable in it. The Camaro makes its way into pit lane, and yes, indeed, Silvergren, we are going green, folks. Perry, Benezik, that's your top three. Look at Bartel and Sargis. They are trying to do anything they can to make a jump here and use the agility of those British machines. We're green. Perry got a nice launch. He's going to maybe pop to the outside. Benezik may have beat him there, though. Now Perry's going to take the look, swings way to the outside. Silvergren protecting inside. Watch for Benezik, trying to slice down underneath Perry. He may have made that work. Now Perry's got the inside. If he's up inside, he's not. Now Perry, what an aggressive move by Perry. He still stuffs it down. They touch again. Bartel going, come on, open the door for me, baby.
Perry quick on those A7s. I think
Yes,
he might have gone too wide into one. You can go wide about 3/4 of the way out. He went all the way out, just couldn't quite get the run, but able to keep some position, and that was an aggressive move through the NASCAR bend.
Yeah, that was something. And young Riley Salyer just almost made the move on Sargis to come through. That blue number 66 couldn't quite get it done. Then Broering, Albin in the yellow VW behind him. And then the 18 of Lamana. But up front, this is now these three machines covered by the proverbial blanket in the lead. And look at Broering trying to figure out a way to get through on Albin.
Albin went by actually under the bridge. Again, with the horsepower of the Volkswagen, he got him, but he has trouble then going around the tighter corners here. As you watch, the British cars will be right up inside him.
You can see Silligren really dancing the edge, going, I want to swing out a little wider to get a better run through 12, but Perry, if I do, could stuff it down the inside, so he's being a little bit protective. Benezik sitting in third, then the blue entry of Bartel, then a little gap to Sargis in fifth, and he's under attack again from Salyer. And here comes Broering trying to stay with Albin.
This time able to stick in that draft. He had dropped back a little bit. Gonna have to work to get back up.
Yeah, he'd been right in the that group of five up front and faded just a little bit for some reason. We'll see if he's able to gather things up just a little bit as we watch the three here of Albin. He's under attack from Broering.
First thing was, did I win? Just beside himself.
Tells you how special this is. Here's a look at our top 10. Silligren, Perry, and Benezik on the podium and getting the medals. Young man with a great future, Riley Salyer in fourth. Tom Broering, great drive in fifth. Vickerman, he was up, he was down, he was up, and ends up in sixth. A great drive for him. Mike Miller, seventh. Mike Kelley and eighth. Jack Schultz running up to ninth, and Rob Burrell rounding out the top 10.